Morning, people. How we doing? So, no minute today. Put in chat last night that you weren't going to be around this morning. So, hi, here I am. So, bit of a change in the program. So, instead of snow on a Monday, we're going to bring you some more PMR. I'm just trying to move it down so I'm not shouting over myself. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That's working. So, morning. How we doing? How we living? Hopefully everybody's okay. I'll turn the alerts off because it's racing. Turn that light on. So what we're going to do today. So I want to show you some lots of different stuff today. That's the premise of today. And I think the easiest way to do that is to do the challenges and do them one by one. Few people have done this already. I'm going to try my best to keep the car on track because there's a few hard cars in there. We'll do about 5 to 10 laps with each car. And we'll just go through them and I'll tell you my thoughts after I've done them all. After I've done each one. So without further ado, let's go. So in the challenges, so there is an enhanced haul, an endurance haul, and a factory haul. We're going to do the factory driver because obviously endurance is endurance. So, and we'll just start with the first one. I did have a little play with this one yesterday. It's the Lister, the Lister Storm GT original pits going out in Northampton, which is Silverstone. Just go race now. I do have to know a little bit about this car. It's got no traction control. It's got no ABS. You can't change them either. So all I can do is change brake bias. I did get kind of close to the lap yesterday. Whatever fool. Hi, morning. How you doing? Yeah, this is only my second crack at this game. I've left it a couple of days in between my first go and my second go, purely because I wanted to let it settle in. You know, there's games where you just go, yeah, that's not bad, and then you just want to let it settle in. So, yeah, kind of that's how I did. Yeah. Also, you may notice that I've got rid of steering wheel. So when I move my steering wheel, there's no steering wheel on the screen. That was difficult to find. I said it's difficult to find. I probably didn't notice it. So what you do is you go into cockpit setup, you go into your seat position, and then what you probably don't see, because you're looking up here at all these sliders, is you don't see this down here. Steering wheel, press X. If you press X, steering wheel on, press X, steering wheel off. So yeah, so that's how I would prefer to drive in any game. There is an ad, so guys. I'll answer that question right after the ad's finished. But while you guys have gone for the ad, I'll just go out and do a couple of warm-up laps because the tyres are cold. I'll go back to YouTube. So if you're back over there, the reason why I was going to say what wheel I'm using is because I am a Moser partner and I'm using a Moser R5. And if you'd like to use my partner link purchase, they're in chat. Bear in mind, if you use my link to go over and look and then decide a couple of days later to go back and buy it, you need to use my link to go back into it if you want me to benefit from you buying. Nice, I have a Fanatec CSO DD8 nanometer and I'm getting a refund on it. To be honest, the difference between the two is chalk and cheese. I mean, really is chalk and cheese. Where the Fanatec used to be basically hand built. Of course, they got taken over by, who is it, about a year ago. And now they're factory built. Proper factory built, so it touched the code. So, like I say, they're about even. You know, the R5 is 5.5 nanometers, and as you know, your DSO-DD with the bigger power kit is 8 nanometers. So it has a little bit better fidelity than what I'm currently using. The wheels that you can get from Fanatec, I know there's a lot more choices, but Moser's getting better all the time. Nap oversteer. Which tells me I'm a bit too hard on the thing. Mine is broken in many ways. It's a joke. Worst quality is I have broken. You've broken 4 wheels now. Wow. Don't get me wrong, Moser isn't totally infallible. I know people that their wheels are broken on Moser as well, so they're not infallible. I'm personally not having any issues, wheelbase issues. I'm having maybe a few software issues where games kind of don't recognize Moser as a wheel manufacturer, and like weird shit happens. When I say weird shit happens, to be honest, I don't know whether it's the game or whether it's the wheel. I'm yet to find out. So basically what happens is sometimes, like now, when I'm in a game, and say I suddenly decide to swap car, sometimes the wheelbase just goes, no, don't understand what you've done now. And the force feedback just disappears. Ooh, no, come on. Locking up the fronts, So let's go down to 55%. There we go. That might make a bit of difference. Rusty, morning. That happens in iRacing as well, so it's not just this racing, it happens in iRacing as well. Just sometimes it just goes like, no, I'm not doing that. And in iRacing, I mean, all I have to do is switch it off and on. The downside is if I'm part of a endurance team, obviously it affects like my first 30 seconds back in the car if I need to get back in it. It never used to do it, and then all of a sudden Moses had a couple of updates, iRacing's had a couple of updates, so I just put it down to that. I'll figure it out. I think I'm just changing gear a little bit too early. I think that's the reason why I'm snapping it. But as far as build quality goes and that, for Moser anyway, it's pretty solid. Like I say, I've only known of 1 or 2 people that have had problems with bits of kit, like different bits of kit. So a mate of mine had a problem with an R9 and another one with an R5. Took a little while, but they did get the money back and stuff, and all got other products in place. Another guy that I know, his H-pattern shifter broke, and I don't know what happened to that actually. Basically, he lost the gear. So whenever he put it in a gear, the gearbox didn't recognise it. Hasn't happened to me. I've got the H-pattern shifter. This car is hard, man. This car is really hard to get used to. Things to preload. Do you know something? I've tried to change the preload. This is another thing that I think is just with the preloaded game. Like this car doesn't have ABS or traction control. Obviously that's why it's so hard to drive. But cars that do, before you go on track, I always change it, but as soon as I go on track, nothing. And I have to manually change it again. I don't know if there's like something wrong with the, maybe it's just, I need to stop yapping that and maybe think about it a little bit more. Your saved changes don't seem the same. But this car sounds absolutely great. What car was I in the other day at the end of stream? Oh yeah, I was in the Mazda 787B, the same one as I used to race in all the time on Gran Turismo, when I last played Gran Turismo. And that thing sounds, yeah, I was nearly creaming in my pants. That thing sounds so good. I mean, it sounds like a Formula 1 car, which is what it was built for, you know. It was built for Le Mans. Turbo diesel is sort of like a proper like Formula 1 manufacturer, and yeah, it was built to do high speed and be efficient. And that thing, yeah, it's creamer trousers worthy, really is. Well, I've got 2 maggots and Beckett's. No, 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 no. Oh, I kept on track. I kept on track. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Try to bring it down just steady and rev match it. Well, that's my best lap yet. And I'm 15 seconds too slow. But yeah, the car's really fidgety. And I don't know whether when you properly race it, you're allowed to have ABS and traction control. Maybe you could do something to your brake bias so that, for me, because I don't have a one of those sensors on my brake pedal that's the force, mine's wherever the pedal is, because I've only got the DRP light pedals with Moser. Mine's wherever the foot is on the thing instead of how much force I'm pushing. Yeah. Some cars like this one where the brake bias is right up the top, it's a little bit weird for me. And you know, other times it's like, I mean, if I'm in like a touring car or a GT3 car, it'll be easier for me. So you know, just the way it is. Right, that's enough with the lister, I think. What were you saying up there? Changed the preload. I had the same issue earlier and changed the preload to as high as possible and up to the clutch too. Yeah, I don't use clutch. Not that I can't use a clutch, because I can. I just feel that a lot of more modern racers don't have clutches. I mean, you take it in a Formula One car and modern enduro cars like this thing here that I'm about to use now, they don't have a clutch as such. They have an auto clutch to start the car off from standstill. That's it. That's the only time the clutch is engaged. Otherwise, it's a paddle shift, like auto clutch. So this thing's brakes will probably be right up the fucking top. And I think, oh yeah, I did that the other day, didn't I? I think I ordered my brake bias so that I don't use the bottom 20% of my pedal. That could have been the issue with that one. That could have been the issue with that one. Where was that? Control bindings? No, not interface. Brakes. Yeah, there it is. 91%, so I ordered it in 10%. I'm going to push it all the way back out now. Why? Because this one's will be kind of real tight up. I'll probably end up not even doing a lap because of how near the top this car's brakes are. So it's battery assisted hybrid. Oh wow, that really shifts under mass acceleration. This might take me a bit of getting used to. It's the first time I've been in this car. Yeah, a lot of the brakes then as well. Oh. Even on cold tires, those corners are so fast. On iRacing, I've done thousands of laps on this track. both tyres. I'm not going to take a chance on that corner. Oh wow, that was a slow braking zone. Well, I say slow braking zone. That was a rather rapid braking zone. If I'd have broke that hard, I'd have ripped the tyres and came off anyway. Yeah. Well, that's the wall. Maybe. So we know the braking line's a little bit weird for this car. I gotta say, the tracks look amazing as far as detail go. And with that being said, comparing it directly to what I said the other day about being iRacing being the primo game and this one being slightly underneath, you can actually get a better graphics setup from this game compared to iRacing. Because the settings I normally run on iRacing to make it playable, well, not playable, but yeah, playable's the right word, playable in multiplayers when there's mass people in, I run a custom low setting just so I can race without issue. I mean, whether that's going to affect this game when you hit high numbers in multiplayer sessions, yet to be seen, obviously. That's the wall as well, yeah, maybe. Push the front brakes, I pretty called it. Gotta admit, I don't really race these cars in iRacing either. I've spent a lot of time iRacing over the last 6-8 months, which is how I know the track. Another thing that I think they need to improve in this game is brake temperatures. So what I mean by that is, so the BMW M4, I think it is, which is the same car that's in iRacing. When you first bring that out of the front long quote tires, the tires are code, the brakes are code. But as soon as you do a lap or two, or a few hard braking events, the brakes are warm, and in iRacing you stop hearing the squeal, whereas in this game it never stops. Just finished a full race of Las Vegas Grand Prix this morning. Nice. Oh, this one's got traction control and ABS. I didn't even know that. Or traction control only. Didn't even know that. We might need to open that up a bit. Max traction control, which means, to me, if I max traction control, it means I should be able to power out the corners without very little slide if I max it. Which is kind of how I drive anyway. I kind of just slam my foot down on the accelerator and do very little, kind of feed the accelerator in like you're supposed to. That feels weird. Because in iRacing, that bit's a jump. And on this game, nothing. Unless it's just the car I'm using. Never again starting to get 50 laps. Oh, you did full race length. Oh dear. No, full race length 76, isn't it? So I've not even got the tyres that warm yet. Tyres are still like cold. The tyres are still cold. And yet I've been driving this car for like 8 minutes. The low vibrations, I can't seem to get rid of them. So if I kind of let go of my steering wheel back now, you can see the movement in it. I don't like it. In iRacing, I turn that off. And it's called low frequency. Whereas what I've been reading about the force feedback in this game, I think they call it high frequency. And I've tried to dampen it down, but it overs other things. So I had to switch back on again. Start to give us a little bit of a push now. I'm sort of used to everything. Let's go. This car is quick. Just going to let off there a little bit. Broke very early. Get myself stopped. Put the car on the inside then, and it nearly jolted the rear car over. I've got to say, I'm playing this on a round wheel, and yeah, because I don't have a Formula 3 wheel, but if you have a Formula wheel, obviously, a lot better for you. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, okay, heavy damage. Saved it. That's just me on the braking. And maybe you can learn how to change that so it don't snap as much. You know, when you're finally allowed to play with the settings and stuff. Morning, Bella. Thank you for your streak. Appreciate it, lady. I don't know how I managed that, but I just about got it stopped enough for the corner. Stay in the groove, stay in the groove, stay in the groove, stay in the groove. Push it. Yeah, this will probably be easier on a Formula 3 wheel. I said this before to somebody was using, one of our guys was using a round wheel, and all of a sudden he bought a GT3 wheel, sort of Formula wheel, and he was like, oh, my times are improved. And I was like, yeah, they will a little bit, because with a round wheel, sometimes what will happen is even when you've got gloves on, the round wheel will slip and slide. Whereas with a Formula wheel, once you've got hold of it, you've got hold of it. You know, it can't go nowhere because of the grip that it's got for you to grip. You know, you sort of can't let go of it in a way. But when you putting inputs in, there's kind of like no delay. And I don't have one. Probably one of my next buys from Moser, to be honest, is going to be the KS wheel, probably. The one I can afford. Oh, shit. Nuts, morning, how you doing? Welcome in, guys, welcome in. Ooh, grass, but we didn't hit the barrier, so we're good. I'll get some shout outs done after this because I'm about to come out and go in a different car. Start easing off now. Like tap on the brakes, come down a couple of gears. Tap on, come down a couple more gears. And we should be able to take the rest of the corners in third. And lap complete. So there you go, guys. 7:13. That was a pretty decent lap. I have done it faster on iRacing, but not much faster. With a GT3 car, I did it in 6 minutes. 6 minutes 40, something like that. But anyways, but morning, guys. Morning. How are we doing? Hope you're all okay. Let's get you a couple of people some shout outs. So let's shout out Bella. Bella's coming to the community at SOAGs, like a breath of fresh air, and she takes the piss out of people. It don't matter whether you take the piss out of her, she can take it. And yeah, she's I think she sometimes streams. If she doesn't sometimes streams, I think she's thinking about coming to streaming. So yeah, give her a follow, be there for when she does do her thing. AJ Walker on YouTube, thank you very much for your subscription. Don't forget, guys, subscriptions on YouTube cost absolutely $0. You do not pay for the subscription button over there. But if you could go over there and subscribe over there, you know, much appreciated. I need to get to 500 before monetization happens. So yeah. And also Fatnuts come in. Fatnuts is part of the stream team. I'm part of the Son of a Bitch stream team here on Twitch. His name's Jeff, apparently. There's the team Twitch link. There's 13 members at the moment, and if you would like to, I'm going to suggest you click on every single one of them's name and click follow, and be there for the next time they go live, because you never know, you just might have found your next favorite streamer. I was just chatting in chat already. I've been so thingy racing that oh, Rusty's been in. Let's give Rusty a shout out. I don't know the two new guys that come in, No Dose Gaming and whatever Fool. So I don't know whether you stream or not, but and it's your first times in, so first times in, you don't get an automatic shout out, but you never know. In the future, if you come in more often, you'll start getting shout outs and stuff. So yeah. So that's the shout outs done. All right, let's go back into the game. I didn't beat it because I didn't stand the track. So the next one is a very similar car to what we were just in. In fact, it's just, that was the Lamborghini 24-hour. This is the Cadillac. So very similar car. Around a track we kind of know, but yeah, track we kind of know, but the car is going to make it difficult because, like I say, it's very similar to what we were driving. I'm not going to go into it yet because I don't want to hear the engine sounds. I just want a couple of minutes just to talk to you guys and catch up with whatever's going on. And like I say, guys, I am a partner with Moser. So if you want to get some new peripherals and you want to go directly to Moser, you need to use my link as you go through. And then if you purchase something at the same time, it links to me. If you go in and look and then come back out and go back in, it won't. So I don't know, copy and paste my link somewhere. So it just helps me out. Also, guys, I am a Giants partner, which means if you are planning to buy Project Motor Racing and you haven't already bought it and you're getting it directly from Giant Software, please use my link and code. And yeah, that would just help me out. And maybe one day, if enough people do stuff like that, I'll be a bronze partner, which means I'll get stuff slightly earlier and I can show you stuff to do with Giants like 3 days early. When the embargo lifts for the partners, and yeah, we can do some stuff if you want to help in that aspect. One thing I can't, I said this before. I said this the other day while I was playing this game, and I realized it kind of really quick on. My experience as far as racing games go, guys, is I used to play a lot of Gran Turismo when I had PlayStation. I haven't played Gran Turismo since, oh, what was that fucking one called? A-Spec or something? So it was like 2 games ago, but I don't think that much changed in that time as far as it's still being an arcadey racer. You know what I mean? It's still an arcadey racer. So, that, no, 10 minutes, dog. So there's still certain things that are on while you're driving that helps more if you're using controller. And wheels are sort of secondary, and yeah, it's not quite as good or quite as easy to set your wheel up to play the game properly and go at full tilt with it. Forza Motorsports, I've played that on the Xbox, not the latest one, but the one before. I thought that was a pretty good game. At the time, I was on a Logitech G920, and for the wheel I had at the time, paired with that game, it was really good. It was really, really good. I mean, again, on arcade racer, but it teaches you the basics, of how to racecraft, how to take corners, even though obviously the Logitech compared to what I've got now, it's like chalk and cheese as far as braking, accelerating, fucking steering inputs. What I've got now is a lot more sensitive to that one. Since I've been on PC, I've played a little bit of Forza, but not much. I've played a lot of Assetto Corsa, Competizione, played a bit of Evo, but Evo obviously isn't finished yet. Are they going to finish it? There's a question for you. Are they going to finish? Are they ever going to bring out the full game of that? Who knows? It's still an A-spec game. It's still an A-spec game. I bought it as an A-spec game, expecting big things. And to be honest, for a little while when we were doing some stuff, it was kind of good. It was kind of cool. Like trying to get your licenses. But the downside is every time we went through it and got our licenses, we found, and they did an update, you lost them again. You had to start from scratch, which was absolutely fucking annoying. You know, the fact that you lost basically your save game with it. So a lot of us stopped playing it. You know, they did a lot of updates in a short time. And every time we went through the licenses, we lost them. So we were like, no, we're not doing it again. Gotcha. But we did have fun with it while we were playing it. And then I moved from there to iRacing and got a cheap subscription, built my character up. You know, I'm now A rating on safety. I'm still over 1,000 on iRating, which is pretty decent. I'm not the fastest. I'm very rarely in top tier because, you know, I'm not that quick. For one, I'm not slow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slow, but I'm not top tier. You know, race against Max Verstappen and Lando Norris kind of a deal. You know, those guys would like blow my ass to pieces, kind of a thing. I am a realist, so you will get absolutely what I feel out of my mouth. So, you know, if I get to do any reviews of stuff, I've told some companies that I've done reviews for that I will give a truthful review. I'm not going to bias review anything, you know. So if they want a bias review, they're not going to get it from me, I'm afraid. So what I'm going to do immediately with this car is I'm going to alter the brake bias, if I can, with the brake bias and traction control a little bit. So this is Sebring. This used to be, I think it used to be an airfield back in the 60s or 50s or something, which is why it's got a lot of long straights. One of our guys said that, you know, that it used to be an airfield, which is why a lot of the surface is covered in like concrete slabs. It does make racing on it kind of interesting, though. Okay, Doc, I'll give you a second. Yeah. Go on, an asterisk. But as you can see from the overshots now, there's a lot of tarmac areas, you know, around that corner. That's all, by the looks at it, that's all concrete slabs. And there's a lot of changing surfaces. There you go, look, concrete slabs on the inside of that corner, kind of reinforcing the corner. So when the cars dig in, they're not leaving ruts anywhere. And I suppose they can be easily changed out as well. So it's kind of a good idea, but, you know, for racing cars on it, it's not such a good idea. It does create some interesting racing and overtaking and stuff. It really does. Recently did a 3-hour race on it. Was it 3 hour? Yeah, 3-hour race with one of the guys on this track on iRacing, and it was cool. So very similar setup to that last car, guys. Traction controls on that. So let's whack that at the foot. See what that does. I'm going to whack the brakes down as well to 50-50. Right, so we see that. Shall we see if we can get around a lap? Again, electric start.
All clear.
And there's the power. Morning, Tav. Thank you for the clip. Guys, the walk-ins are disabled because I'm racing today. Jesus, man, you're up early. Ooh, hello. Okay. Guys, that's the average Viking. He's absolutely amazing. I'm just going to do a manual shout out a second for the dude. He was playing this yesterday. Right, there you are. This is going to be another one of those silly cars, I think. If you get the braking wrong, it just spins you around. But we'll try and do a couple of laps. Ooh, I need to brake a lot sooner. Let's brake a lot sooner. This is going to be one of them fun ones. Like I say, I seem to lock the front and it spins round, so that's... Oh, the brake bar's a bit more, I don't know, 45? I don't know whether this actually does anything in game at the moment. Yeah, we got round a hard corner. Had to slow down too much for it, but we got round it. Also, I've just noticed the flickering up on the top. They are working on the graphical problems, guys. They are working on the graphical problems. There's been a few that have been noted already, and they will be working on them. So don't let that sway you or put you off. Like I say, even in its unfinished state at the moment, I rate this just above any console game you have at the moment, and just below iRacing for PC. There's a lot of good stuff with this game, guys, really is. And I went in with a negative attitude when I first started playing it. I mean, real negative. I didn't want to play it because of some of the reviews that are already out on it. When I say reviews, like I said the other day, I watched some of the guys that went to the pre-launch in Zurich. Oh, I've stored it. And they were not singing this game's praises. But having a couple of days on this game, it's not as bad as all they were making out. Yes, as far as I'm aware, the traction control ABS isn't quite right still, even though they noticed it all that time ago at the pre-launch in Zurich. Yeah, I got around the corner. Yay! This is not my usual car, guys. Normally I'm a GT4, GT3 guy. That was a little bit better. Got to be careful how you feed in the throttle as well with this car. It's a little bit too quick for its own good, even though the traction control is all the way up, which I feel could allow me to smash the throttle down. Also, another thing that I've noticed just recently, because I was looking at somebody else's review, is how bitty the map is. So the map on the left hand side bottom corner, I wish it wasn't so twitchy. It doesn't need to be so sensitive to where you are. You know, and easy fix for that one, I think. They just dumbed down the sensitivity for it. I mean, not so that it doesn't say where you are, but it doesn't need to be as twitchy as it is, if you know what I mean. But I think just dumbing down the sensitivity level would make that kind of perfect. Although this thing doesn't have a dash, I'd like the 2 rev counters at the top to work with this car. Saved it. I'm not really one for camera movement either, but it's okay in this. And there's probably a setting to turn it off. I tell you what, when watching Tab doing this yesterday, the challenges, tell you what we did notice the other day, and Tab pointed it out, and I was like, maybe that was the DP circuit, but it wasn't. Was one of the times we're definitely wrong. So we'll get to see it in a minute. One of the times for the Nordschleifer, apparently somebody did it in 1:14. And we all know that's complete horseshit. It's like, it took me 7 minutes. I know I was only going steady, but 7 minutes down to 1 minute, that's impossible. And then obviously we went into the race and it said 7 minutes something, and it was like, okay, yeah, that's more realistic time. Yeah, so like I say, maybe the version of the game we got at the moment is just like a tester, like an 80% finished game. Like I say, changing some of the setups. I've tried to change some, and then when I've gone into sessions, it's changed back. So for the brake bias and traction control and stuff, I just map buttons to the steering wheel, and yeah. And it seems to work while you're in there, but doesn't seem to work when you go into the pits. So just to show you, if I go back into the pits now, return to pits, and I go to vehicle setup, and I go to there. Is it there? No, it's not there. That's not there. Essentials? That's not essentials. Suspension. Clutches, preload, ABS. So there you go. Traction control 6. Just before I came out of the car, it was what, 10? So if I adjust this down, 1, save the setup, confirm the save, and then go back out, I go into drive. Remember, it was on 1. Oh, it's on 1 now, so they have fixed it. It wasn't. Yeah. Before, when I tried that, it was on default. So maybe because I put it in chat the other day, they've kind of gone in and go, oh, yeah. But yeah, that seems to be working now, so that's good. That's good. I'm glad about that. So that now works, which means you could probably do some other stuff to the car and make the thing drive a lot better for you. So we've only got, oh, we were on the optimum tire anyway, mediums. You know, maybe you could alter some of this. 0.7. I didn't know that, did I? So what it says is on the write-up for the force feedback, that, you know, the low frequency, what I call low frequency because I'm used to iRacing, of the road noise, so all the shaking you get during the road. In this, according to the write-up of the force feedback, that says it's on high, but when you adjust that, you lose some of your normal feeling, which I don't like. They should have a definite, I don't know, maybe road noise on the feeling, so you could dampen that down a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next car and see what we get. End session. So, another thing I want to tell you about is the force feedback settings. Some of them are in your settings, some of them are in the car, and stay with the car. So let's just go to the Vantage. I've not driven this track yet, and I'll show you the 2 bits that are for force feedback, because I think some of you guys on wheel that use wheels, you're going to want to know where the 2 lots are. I mean, I've showed you one. So one of them is in your vehicle setup, under that one. So this little section here, that stays with the car, so you can alter that, and that's the car setting. Your standard settings for force feedback is when you get in the car, go to your settings, and I think it's input device settings. Yeah, input device settings, and here you are. It's all these up here. So throttle dead zone, heptic strength, force feedback headroom, force feedback smoothing. I haven't got a clue how to reset these guys, so I haven't touched them. I literally haven't touched them. I've kept it same. So, you know, if if it changes between cars, then it changes between cars. You know what I mean? But obviously, this is just the standard force feedback settings. How much throttle input you get from your pedals, how much braking input you get from your pedals. And obviously, you want to change these around to whatever car you're driving. So for these heavier cars, you're going to want it on 100%. Maybe brake sensitivity, bring that down so that, you know, if you've got pedals like me and you're used to whacking them right down to get full brake, maybe you want to keep playing with that until, I don't know, you stop locking up. So you're using all your brake, or just get it so you know, maybe when you put it full, you just about lock up. And then obviously you can almost full brake it from there. But you can play with that as well. So there's quite a lot you can play with to get it right. This shouldn't be so bad. I'm going to ABS 6, traction control 7. No, ABS and traction control 7. This should be a better car for me, although I've never been on this track. I'm just going to take it steady, learn the track. Oh, that's a tight corner. Oh, that's a double right, okay. Keep an eye on the map, that's what you got to do. And hopefully it warns you of a corner before you get there. And that's a lap, I think. Come on, give me grip. That's probably too slow going around there. We'll get it. I think you can probably go around the first bit at third and then second bit at second. Ducky morning, how you doing, lady? Hope you're feeling good. That game you were playing the other night, Spooky. Funny, but spooky. You made that game like probably much better than it is by what you were doing with it. Thank you, Tab, for doing the shout out, mate. Yeah, that baby's yellow or something. That was spooky. And you made that probably so much funnier than it actually is. Linda, morning, how you doing, lady? Guys and girls, Linda Racing, it's our Yoda of racing. He's our resident alien. And Linda, this game isn't that bad. It needs a bit of fidingling. It's got a little, you know, not as much arcadey feel as Assetto Corsa. Although there's a little bit in there, but like I say, not a lot. And like I said before, I rate this as a PC simulation racer, slightly under iRacing. And just for the cost, yeah, I know, mate. If it weren't for the fact that I was a Giants partner, I probably wouldn't have played it. And they gave this game out to all partners. I probably wouldn't have been playing it because I couldn't afford it either. But morning, guys, morning. How you all doing? Hope you're all having a great morning. Yeah, see, I'm a lot better with this car. A lot more used to it. Probably get away without lifting or braking on that one. Let's try third on that, and then no, that's definitely second then. Second low speed. You do love spooky games? Yes, you do. And a lot of people get very jumpy when they play Faz. You seem to relax and fall asleep while playing it. I think the reason why I'm so used to this car, guys, is this is the car I'm actually driving GT3s in a lot on iRacing. And it's very similar to handling. That was a better corner. My poor Steam library. To be honest, since I've joined the SOAGs all those many moons ago when it was first brought out, I joined like within the first week. And every so often somebody will come up with this a game and the whole community will go, yeah, let's play. And yeah, my library has grown leaps and bounds since then. That was a good lap. That was a good lap. So yeah, my potential and my best lap. Well, to be honest, my best lap is above my potential at the moment. So my best lap 120.939, potentially best 120.941. So yeah, I don't know how that works out, but yeah. Poppy playtime isn't a thing? No? You sure? So yeah, a lot better in that one. Feels very similar to me. Very similar to me. And a lot better time with it. Like I say, the Lister, no traction control or brakes, ABS. That was a little bit of a pain. The first one. Isn't my thing, Matt? Read properly. I know. I be alright about ads. No worries. Also get games for family because my Steam family and Kit 2 loves scary stuff. Nice. Okay, looks like we're going around the. Oh, it's this one. Yeah. So, like we were saying, guys, you can't see it behind probably, but apparently in an M4 GT4, 1 minute 15.117 around Nords. Absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. But if we go in the race, I'm actually using this one for my player championship. I saw what a lot of people were doing using the Mazdas for their career straight away. I chose to do GT4. go straight into the fucking deep end. So yeah, this one's just the Nords, not the I'm gonna get the pronunciation wrong now, not the Grenestrat bit, which is half the GP, or the VLN, which is the whole circuit. I think that's the difference between the two. So what can we do to help ourselves? Medium tires, yeah, that would do. I'm going to leave that all basic. We can overhaul that if we really want to. I'm just going to alter this down and this up a bit. That'll do. Save setup. Right. Will that save? Yeah, it did. Good. So they have fixed it. So, like I say, when I first tried this and I was saving stuff, it wasn't going into the car when you entered the race situation. But it looks like they've done it now. So that's good. Good that they've done it and it works again now. So, I'm all about educating people. There's different lessons depending on the people's. Yeah, very good. So when we go out of the pits, guys, we're going to take it easy and then we'll try and do a full push lap. This should be slightly easier to do a full push lap in, mainly because I've done it in this car on a different game. Obviously, I've done it in iRacing. I've used this car in the 4 hour of Nords. So, and I think on that particular time, it was just me in class and I did a 2 hour stint. Well, I did an hour stint and then I jumped back in the car for another hour. So, let's get rocking and rolling, shall we? The reason why I'm yapping in between, guys, is my shoulder's still playing up, and when I'm playing these games, because of all the vibrations and stuff, it does hurt a little bit. To be honest, what I should do is put my strap on. That's what I should do. Oh my! Oh my god! I've talked about strap-ons, and Chucky's like, "Yeah, boy." It'll offer some support. It won't do much. It'll offer some support. There we go. Oh, it's better. I have accepted my first dare from Dare Drop. Nice. Nice. There will be dare drops out for this game. Not sure what they're going to be yet. If I'm able to do them, then I will. Ollie, stop it. You can't lick my feet while I'm playing games. You really can't. If I go for the brake pedal and your head's in the way, I'm going to get a really weird noise, and I like. Grrr. A really weird grinding sound like when I'm pushing the brake or the accelerator. This should be a lot easier than in that last car. I've just got to wait for the tires to heat up. Another thing that I've noticed, guys, and you may have noticed this straight away, we're zoomed out enough just to see that driver's side mirror, and you can see it just popping in and out of being able to see through it and going black. Mirrors are a hard thing in a lot of games, guys, to get working properly, and they seem to take up a lot of resources. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe it just needs optimizing. I don't know. They'll get it right. Right, this next corner up here is a lift. When the brakes are warm, that'll just be a little lift and go around that. Come on, tires. Normally about halfway through the lap, the tires are kind of warm enough to start pushing the car. Oh, hello. Snap? Really? Wow. Right. So right. Question. When you found out you couldn't do certain drops because your PCB, do you know how long they take for your views to take into account whether it's as soon as it happens on Twitch? As soon as it happens on Twitch. So it is that quick, literally that quick. If you suddenly go over over the CCB required on Twitch, straight away your dare drops will change. I mean, as we found out with me the other week, mine dropped a little bit, and then thanks to a few races by Tab, they came back up again and went back over the top, so I was able to do the farm sim ones. Yeah, they literally they monitor it all the time. It's like an active thing that happens between the two. Is it me or is the dash rendering out? I'm still getting snatches with this car. Well, that's why I asked, because yeah. So it's, I shouldn't be getting snatches, not with this car. Not with this car. This car shouldn't be snatching under braking. I mean, I voted the brake bias backwards as well. Because it was on like 60%. Let's over it back even more. Let's go 50-50. Let's phone a friend. It should be a balanced brake now. Still trying to snatch on me. That needs to be redone. See how I mean, I don't know whether you can pick that up, but the dash is flashing in and out. That definitely needs to be redone. Don't mind a bit of movement under braking, but driving straight in a super snatch under braking, that's not. Like I say, I've driven this car a lot in iRacing. I know this game's not iRacing, and a lot of people in here that do iRacing is going to go, yeah, it's not iRacing. And I agree with you. This game is not iRacing. Absolutely agree with you. But it is a good second. I mean, I've not played the Le Mans Ultimate, but except for that, this is a good second. And for those guys on console, it's probably going to be a good first. That doesn't happen in iRacing. Those snatches are stupid. Let's try lessening the ABS so that the ABS don't kick in so quick. It's snatching big style now. That's gone the other way. I don't know. The game working in reverse. Let's try more. Let's try more ABS then. Still trying to kick out in the braking. Even though I've put the ABS now up to 10. Wow. Yeah. Either this game's got it right for this car, or iRacing's got it very wrong for this car. And I don't think that's the case. Another thing with this car, yeah, that's that you hardly feel the leaving the ground and coming back on, which is weird. I tell you what's so weird about it: all this driving around the track, you feel a lot of the road sensations. I mean, a lot of road sensations. I mean, I'm literally holding the steering wheel quite hard just to keep it straight, because otherwise, wheels just like that. You know, so I'm having to hold it quite a bit with the low frequency noises coming through the steering wheel. And yet on that little drop where the front wheels leave the ground and suddenly smack on, almost nothing. Almost absolutely nothing now. Yeah, to be honest, in this game, I hate that car. In this game, I hate that car. In iRacing, I love this car. This is my almost go-to GT4 car. So next one, like I said, I'm going to show you quite a few of them. Derby with this Celine. This is another one that I think was on Gran Turismo 2, along with the Mazda 787B, which I drove the other day, and that sounded fucking superb. I nearly creamed my pants. That thing sounded so good. 1 minute 26 round Derby. Which is basically Donington Park. I've not driven this yet, but not Donington Park yet. I haven't, to be honest, I've not driven Donington since, when was the last time I drove Donington in a simulator? Well, it wasn't even a simulator back then. It was PlayStation 1, I think. It's like a touring car. All the way back then, it was the last time I drove Donington. And yeah, I think back then it didn't. Donington had two different circuits. So up the top, you can see where it goes down for the hairpin and back up. There was that particular circuit, and the shortened, where it does a little hairpin here and straight on the start finish. So no traction control, no ABS, just brake bias. I'm going to lower the brake bias down a little bit. That's putting it up, Matt. That's putting it up. That'll do. Right, one steady lap, one push lap. We'll see how we go.
You're clear.
Yeah, it's a Cadillac. It does sound very American-y. That deep sort of growl to it. I think that's the one thing they did get quite right in this game, is the sounds of the cars. Oh, hello. Little bit of a snap there. The one thing I didn't want to do is press the brakes too hard and do that. I can't seem, on these faster cars that's got those quicker brakes, I can't seem to adjust that good. Right, let's see if we can go fast enough to warm these tires up. Come on, give me grip. See, I went to the dark side. Morning, Vortex. How you doing, mate? Dude, I'm only playing this game because I'm a Giants partner and they gave it out to all levels of Giants partners, so that's the only reason why I'm playing it. But I'm glad I did. I mean, it's like I said earlier before you came in, mate. It is not iRacing, but it is a very close second. Now, if they just get a few bits and pieces dialed in, it'll be as good as. Fuck you. Oh, he managed to get round. You wouldn't think I'm braking absolutely straight, would you? Yeah, you wouldn't think I'm braking absolutely straight there, and it's still snapping in the braking. And the only thing I can do is over brake bias. No traction control, no ABS. Just me and my right and left foot. Thank you for giving Vortex a shout out, guys. Vortex is a great streamer when he streams. Does a lot of streams on a Wednesday on iRacing, RPM League races. He's soon to be going home. Yeah. Dude lives in Ireland, but he's going home to the Netherlands soon. See his family for Christmas. So yeah, we'll be 3 weeks, I think, without him. Yeah, somebody said that earlier. Maybe I'm gearing down too quickly, and it's locking the axles. That wasn't too early then. That wasn't too early. That was already going under brakes. Like I say, it's just a few bits I think they need to get right. And I don't know whether the people that was helping them out with the cars, you know, did him any justice for it. And you're going to say, yeah, but it's people that were involved that are proper race drivers and stuff. Yeah, but again, they may be proper race drivers, but they're not really. Maybe they got the settings too sensitive. You know, so maybe they did what you and I think for the car isn't what has been, I don't know, adjusted for the game. You know, if they want to do it like that, then obviously the race drivers that did help out with this game need to go, nah, that's doing that and it shouldn't be doing that, and that's doing that when you do that and it shouldn't be doing that. That needs to be taken out, you know. Be Pacific. If you're going to be Pacific about it, be Pacific. Because that's what they were there to do. People like Ben Collins, Martin Brundle, I think Johnny Herbert did the list there. You know, if they're going to be Pacific about it, be Pacific about it. And I think some cars, what they wanted to what they got is different. Jers, how you doing, dude? So what was that? That was the Celine. So we're going to the Cadillac, the around Daytona. Oh, this should be interesting. Again, a car I've not driven yet on this game. Young man, are you in the right stream? He calls me young man every day. I must be younger than him and better looking. I know, I need to go to Specsavers, exclamation tab as you go in. Maybe you get 10% off, maybe they tell you to fuck off. Not too bad. I think somebody was saying the other day as well that this has got the new chicane on it, not the old chicane. Ooh, this looks different. So, once again, guys, if you don't like the steering wheel you can change it. You just go into your cockpit setup, into your seat position, and press X. And there you go, steering wheel's back in. And I don't like it in because the knuckles, once you go over 90-degree turn, gets in the way and gets in the view in most cars. So I turn it off. What have we got? No, none of that, none of that. Let's try. Does it give you recommendations for wheels in the game? No. What you do when you're into the game, Chucky, is it tells you to do certain settings. You do certain things when you go into the game. So it will say like, do you want to use a wheel? And you go, yes. So it goes, okay. Watch your brake pedal. So you press your brake pedal, and then press enter, and then it goes, do your accelerator. So you do your accelerator, and then it says, do your wheel, and then it says, do your wheel 90%, like iRacing. So it kind of doesn't ask what wheel you have. It just thingies it to the game. This thing sounds fucking awesome. I've not got this track on iRacing, so I've not driven it. Don't know if my wheel will be any good though. This game is been set up so you can use it with controller. So I've not tried it, but it has been set up so you can use a controller on it. Oh, wow, the vibration coming through the steering wheel at the moment is terrific. I'm gonna have to brake hard in a minute for the back. I broke so early for that. For the back straight chicane. This is why I'm wearing the shoulder brace, guys, because of the low frequency shuddering through the steering wheel at the moment. It's pretty bad. That's too quick, Matt. That's too quick. Lucky there's a bit of a runoff. So down a second for first corner. Hope they fix the AI driver. Yeah, that's a pain. So those of you who have played this already and tried to do a, I don't know, a career race or any type of race, the AI stick to their lines totally and don't give a shit if you're on them. So if you're passing them down the inside, they don't even sense that you're there and they just smash into you. It makes racing against them really hard. And yeah, I hope they fixed it as well. Because the campaign might be a big thing in this game. And, you know, maybe they'll use it to unlock some cars or something like that, you know what I mean? Kind of like a Gran Turismo thing, you know, you get your license, you upgrade, you get, you know, you do a few races, you get, you know, and you upgrade again. This isn't so bad. This car's alright. And I'm not going through any wiggles, obviously. The corners are horrific on the wheel. Well, I say horrific, they're just too, I don't know, maybe too detailed. As far as shutters and bumps go. I made it round T1 without coming off. Yeah, boy. There's an apex on that corner somewhere. So have you changed your mind about this game? It's still where I was yesterday, mate. It's still where I was yesterday. This is still, it needs some fingling. Don't get me wrong. It's not the be all and end all of racing sims. It's still got some stuff that I could do that I think it needs for dingling, like the AI drivers, like well, the ABS has kind of been fixed, but I think it just feels odd for some weird reason when it is on. The brake bias does do something, but not a lot. I mean, to be honest, I need to hear some feedback off of proper people that I trust. When I say I trust, people that have got no affiliation with the game. So somebody like a Jimmy Broadbent, Jackster, people like that. People just got no affiliation with the game, to see what they think about it and see how they feel with the ABS and the brake bias and shit like that. And yeah, and if they notice shit that I haven't noticed about the good and bad stuff, then, you know, I'd rather take their opinion over mine. I'm just a occasional simmer that's you know, done a fair bit of iRacing recently. Well, I say recently, over the last 6-8 months, and they've been doing it for years, and they kind of know what they're doing as far as setups and stuff go. Even Linda, if Linda happened to get it, and I know she can't justify it, but if you say Linda happened to get it and she jumped in a car and went, this feels all wrong, I'd be more inclined to believe what she says rather than somebody that's kind of affiliated with this game. When I say affiliated with this game, those of them that went to Zurich, that were invited to Zurich, because like I said, their interviews were off, very off. When I say they were very off, you go watch a few of them that were there. The first half of the videos, they were going, there's shit wrong. Second half, they were like, there's not so much shit wrong. And you just wonder, I know I'm a partner with Giants, but that makes me feel that something went on during the course of the day. So next car. Oh, this car was in again. This car was in. I think this one was in Forza Motorsports. This one, the GT1 MC around Spa. I'm gonna have a terrible time with this car. I already know I am. But yeah, I still rate this game with all its faults in front of stuff like Forza Motorsports, in front of stuff like Gran Turismo, in front of Assetto Corsa. Like I say, even with all its faults, I still rate the game above them, but it's not quite got enough in it to say it's better than iRacing. I mean, the only plus point about this game compared to iRacing, and we've mentioned it a few times in the last stream or two, and Taz mentioned it, and a few other people have mentioned it, is this game you buy outright. This game you buy outright, and of course, iRacing you subscribe to it. But the subscription with iRacing is because they do so many fucking updates in the background. So they're continuously looking at changes to tracks, changes to cars, continuously looking at that sort of stuff, and that's why you're paying for a subscription and the updates. If you buy a car and suddenly they change it, they either give you the new car or and stuff like that, because they've changed it in such a way that it then becomes a legacy, or they give you some money back, or something happens. And with iRacing, if you do, which is what I'm currently working at the moment, if you do so many races in a season, they give you money back. That money that they're giving you back doesn't just come from the thin air. Hex Crusader, how you doing? Plus, the way I look at it is if you buy iRacing or subscribe to iRacing yearly, A, you save money on your monthly, and B, what I've just paid for a year is basically what this game costs with the season pass. So for a year's worth of this game, which is, I can tell you exactly what it is if you get it from Giants, guys. Now, I got these prices in euros, and I've used the calculator online to get the prices in the UK. So if you would like PMR and you're getting it directly from Giants, there's my link as a Giants partner. So these were in euros, but I've put them into pounds. So if you're buying it with the season pass, it's £79.11, adjusted down from, I think it was 89.99 euros for the game with the season pass. For base game, I think it was 45.99 euros. And adjusted to English, 43.95. Like I say, if you're going to buy it directly from Giant, if you would consider using my code and bigging me up a little bit, that would be absolutely fantastic. And then it could push me towards bronze partner. If and when I get there, means I can get stuff slightly earlier and show you content 3 days earlier than normal. Although they did push this game out to all partners, so we're very thankful to Giant Software for letting us do that. And like I say, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've done quite a bit of racing on consoles and other stuff, and I can share a 5-second clip of PMR. I think it really shows peak sim racing. See, peak sim racing, no, it's not quite there for me yet. That doesn't mean they'll get it right at some point, because they probably will. It's just not quite there yet for me. And you've not got permissions to post links. So. Okay, also early access. for a lot so people get a chance to share feedback. Yeah. Exactly, Chris. Exactly, mate. I don't want to brake too hard. I think I need to try and brake hard and see where I can push it with this car. See if it'll skid the tires. So let's go down towards this next turn. So it will slide the tires if I really push it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I do like all the Gran Turismo 3 cars. Yeah, this one was in motorsports as well. This Maserati. Trying to get it so it don't balance the car out. Right, let's get the hammer down. Could be just a slight brake pedal on the left coming up. Not this left, but this left. Knees back on. And now a hard braking zone for the chicane. I'm going to brake early. Yeah, that acted kind of cool. That actually kind of good, actually. Oh, no, no, no. Tires are warming up there. We might actually get the tires warm enough to actually do a lap in a minute. Hardest braking zone on this whole track, that is. Where you speed up and brake downhill, which prepares you for this downhill brake. This is another one which people make mistakes on. Because this corner is a braking zone but it opens up and then tightens, people get the braking like really wrong and they go wide. Patience, Matt, patience. Ooh, caught it. Whoop. That might have been on me then. Too big of a steering input. Asking the car to do a bit too much. Just like that. Like I say, on PlayStation, I played Gran Turismo all the way up to Gran Turismo, I think it was 4, the one after A-Spec. Gran Turismo 1, you could cheat heavily on the enduro races. But the fastest car in the game for Gran Turismo 1, if I can remember, was the that's a bit too low shift. Was the Supra, wasn't it? Supra was the fastest car in the game on Gran Turismo 1. And literally on the enduro races, you could literally sellotape the accelerator down, and yeah, it would bounce around the corners. So you didn't really need to be there for most of the enduro. Gran Turismo 2 is slightly different. I think it was 3 where they brought in the Max Verstappen car, the prototype, the Formula 1 thing, or was that 4? That could have been 4 actually. But they brought in the Max Verstappen Red Bull prototype car. Well, that thing was super quick. GT3s and 4s from PS3, yeah. Yeah, I call it the Max Verstappen car because he's Red Bull, and so it was just the red. What they call it? They call it the Red Bull prototype, I think. And it was like a crossover between a Formula. It looked kind of like a Formula 1 car with a roof. That was 4, wasn't it? Gran Turismo 4. They brought that in. That would have been 5. Oh, so I've been on 5 then. That one a bad car. But something that didn't have ABS and traction control, the Maserati wasn't a bad car. I mean, yeah, a little bit twitchy sometimes, but I managed to handle it quite good. I mean, yeah, I didn't do so great a lap, but it's not all about laps today. It's about just trying stuff and seeing where we are. I didn't even get under 2 minutes 16. The graphics are kind of cool with the game, although there's certain bits and pieces that have gone kind of glitchy and twitchy, and they know about it. People have reported them, so they know about it, and probably that'll either get fixed before the game comes out properly on tomorrow, or soon after you guys get the game that I've paid for the game, it'll be fixed. Think Le Mans Ultimate is going to win? The thing that we will always say is that there is a simulator racing game out there for everybody. And if you have more fun playing a certain game, then that's your game. If you know, and no individual can really say that, you know. So I can't tell you that you will have more fun playing this, because I don't know how you like to race. All I can really say is, in my opinion, this game is within the top 3 or 4, or top 2 in my case, because I haven't played Le Mans Ultimate, in the top 2 simulator racing games on PC from the ones that I've played. I just want iRacing, road effect, and weather in PMR. They need to fix other stuff before they bring that in, mate. They really do. They also said Rennsport was the next iRacing killer, and haven't heard a lot about them recently. Yes. Somebody came in the other day and said about Rennsport, and I was like, what the fuck's that? But you've got, to be honest, you've got to big up Giants. You've got to big up Giants in a way, and this is why. Some of you will agree with this, some of you won't agree with this. So Giants primarily aren't a racing sim producer. Okay, they bought out Project Motor Racing, hence why they could call it Project Cars, which is why they now call this Project Motor Racing. They bought the rights to that, and they've tried to make it better. So they started with the base of Project Cars, and they brought it into the new age. I never played Project Cars, so I don't know what that was like. But for their first effort in a racing game, I think they've done fucking well. You know, to go from a farming background, because that's primarily what Giants were. They were primarily, you know, farming. To suddenly bring out this game is fucking leaps and bounds above where they kind of maybe thought they were. And they have done a rather great job. Not good job, they've done a great job. Yeah, there's bits and pieces wrong, but you take it. Anybody that's played Farm Sim, when Farm Sims first come out, any Farm Sim, just pick one. Has it been perfect? No, it hasn't. I don't think any Farm Sim, when they first brought it out, has been perfect. There's always been little bits and bobs wrong. Have they done their best to rectify what's wrong? Yes. I mean, the things that are wrong with FS25 when it first came out, it wasn't a week before they brought out a massive patch for some stuff. So they do their best to fix broken shit. If it's reported, of course, that's the main case. If it's reported, you have to report it, and obviously they have to read the reports that's coming in, and then work around the problem so that they don't break other stuff while they're repairing stuff. That's the biggest issue with a lot of game manufacturers. They go in and some of them repair shit, but then they break other shit while they're repairing shit. So, you know, we kind of don't want that to happen, because if they repair something but they break something else, that reflects on our gameplay. And that's the main thing. Our gameplay still has to stay what it is, just make slight adjustments to make it better for the individual. That's where I feel it is. So we're in a BMW. We're in the Nords again.
All clear.
How this is going to work, I don't know. We've got no traction control, no ABS, 68% on the brakes. We're not going to have 68% on the brakes. We're going to have like 62% on the brakes, I feel. Right, it's snatching to the right for some reason. And yet no snatch there. I wonder if the brakes were just code. It's a BMW, so low revs in corners is a thing. And I don't know, they tend to love the low revs in corners, BMWs. Any BMW I've ever driven in a sim likes to be low revved. They seem to have that low end grunt where, you know, low revs is a thing. Just ease off going up the hill. I like the different sounds between the cars as well. They don't all sound exactly the same. No tires, so we won't go full tilt around that yet. I managed to control that enough to slow it down. Little snap there with the brakes. Nothing that I couldn't adjust out. Another thing that I think they need to adjust a bit is the racing braking lines, the adjustable braking lines. For somebody like me who's like not a noob, but I'm not a racer either. I think they need to give us a bit more time on the brakes. Red morning, how we doing? Guys, if one of the mods can get me a shout out for Gamer Redman. He's part of the stream team, guys. He's an amazing person. And yeah. Hey, Tav. Wow, okay. So that all came from snapping of the brakes. This is where I feel that they haven't really thought about people that are not really coming in with a racing background. People who want to enjoy the game that have got, say, I don't know, lesser equipment than me, are not going to have a very nice time playing this game with different cars. There you go, snapping again. So they need to dumb it down. Some of the feel. I think my steering's partially broken because I'm steering like 10 degrees off to the right to make it go straight. Some of the cars are just a little too flighty. I mean, maybe that's how they are in real life, but you know, they want all people, no matter what your skill level, to enjoy this game. Gilly Fry, thanks for subscribing over on YouTube. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think they've made a few of the cars just a bit too flighty. I mean, they might be flighty in real life, but I feel that they should dumb a few cars down, or maybe give you traction control and stuff on a few cars that don't normally have it, just for that purpose. You know, if you, I don't know, maybe have an ultra, maybe have a setting in the game, for your, I think they already have one, for your abilities. So if you're sticking it on amateur, then they allow you to have, say, traction control and ABS on all cars, no matter if it's got it or not. And then if you tell it that you're a semi-pro, you've got a little bit more experience, maybe they can then start taking some off, if you know what I mean, and giving you that extra chance on whether you need to use those things, and you know, you gradually get used to not using traction control and ABS, so that you get used to using those flightier cars. And as your skill level builds, you sort of, you grow with the game. I think that's a good idea. No Ferrari, I've not seen one yet. I've not seen one yet. We're just going through the challenge modes because there's a lot of different tracks on there. There's a lot of different cars that's in there. So we're just going through the cars on the challenge mode today. And we'll see how far we get with them. I mean, we've still got quite a few to go, all the way down to this freaky deaky little car, which is, I think this is like an Australian V8. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Are there leaderboards to hot laps? Yes. So this is challenge mode. Where was I? I was up here, wasn't I? So Zoda. As you can see, we've noticed that these aren't quite correct because there's one up here. Is that one? No, it's not that one. One above it. There was one up here a minute ago, Nordschleifer, somebody, oh, this one here. There you go. 1 minute 15 for Nordschleifer. And it's proper Nordschleifer. It's not the GP circuit. 1 minute 15, impossible. So don't know how that time got up there, but hey, it's there. So we're Zoder. I think I've done a few laps on this one on iRacing. Dilo Cano, English only, my friend. I only understand English, my friend. If you could use Google Translate, or if you know the English equivalent to it, if you could speak in English, my friend, would be perfect. So factory driver, Zoda. If I fail you, I apologize. In the only way that will be done. No worries, my dude. No worries. Right, Zoda. With the Porsche. Again, no traction control or ABS, just brake bias. We're going to go out with it factory. And we'll see what it's like. One thing I have noticed today is my force feedback hasn't switched off at any time during this. And also, I've changed my graphical settings to window. So if I click out of the screen at any time, the game doesn't disappear. I've noticed that happens quite a lot. Yes, I get lesser graphics than if you use full screen, but also I didn't know whether my Lumiere overlay would work on the full screen version. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I think I recognize this track. This track is on Assetto Corsa Evo. One of the first ones you do. Falcon, English only, my friend, please. I'm an English streamer. If you could say it in English, much appreciated. If you continue talking in your native language, you'll just get banned for not thingy with my rules. Thank you, Mimi. Chaos, good morning. How you doing, bro? Finding myself braking really early. I'm not even going to repeat that sentence because, yeah, I'm not calling anybody that. That is disgusting. What Mickey Mouse track is this? This is Zoda. Thank you, Tav. PMR is a good game. It's not great. It's got a few issues, but it is up there. And I think once they fix those issues, it'll be kind of really up there. That's the way I feel about it. I mean, also, I saw somebody saying, oh, I switched my wheel ratio down to 540 and it seemed to do me a lot better. Wheel ratio doesn't come into it by the way you calibrate your wheel and stuff when you go into the game. because it calibrates your steering wheel on the 90-degree turn that you do. So it kind of don't matter what your wheel's set on. Say Moser hub or Fanatic hub or whatever it is. Now I see it. It's different in iRacing. It's the same as the one it's in this set of Corsa, mate. Set of Corsa Evo. Same Zoda courses in there. Can't wait for this to come out tomorrow. You'll probably find the same things as... Well, to be honest, I don't know whether we've actually got the full game. As in what's coming out tomorrow. You know, did they give us like a beta version to test? Zeno, are you home, mate? Are you still at Nuts's? Oh, that was a hard one. Still at Nuts's, trains at 12. Well, have a safe journey home, mate. Yeah, all good here, dude. This car's planted a bit more. I'm enjoying this car. Need to get that corner right though. I'm having a lot more fun with this car. And I think it shows because I'm barely locking the brakes all the time. I'm throwing the thing around the track. Oh shit. That's my fault. I broke while I was still turning. I didn't wait for the straight. That was entirely me. Literally, I was still turning the right when I hit the brakes. And then I hit them a little bit too hard. Brakes were the tires were nearly there as well. Let's try and do one more flying lap, see if we can get under again. Come on, turn tighter, turn tighter. Right, here we go, one more. One more good lap. Oh, I locked up. Crap warning. Damn, that's that lap done. Let's see if we can keep the tyres in it. Like I say, we'll try and do one more lap. Let's try and keep on track. That was kind of as perfect as you want to do that, chicane. Right. There we go, that's the way I should have done it. What's my times compared to iRacing? I don't know. I'm not comparing times, dude, because a lot of the cars feel very fucking different. I mean, the GT4 BMW a minute ago around Nords, literally, I had no problem on iRacing getting that car around Nords. On this game, I was snatching brakes like there was no tomorrow. So yeah, the cars feel very differently. So you can't, or some cars feel very differently. You can't really directly compare to another game as far as some of the cars go. You know, the muscle memory is different. I'm just saying, to be honest, I'm just grateful that I've got the game as a pre-release, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I came in with very low expectations of this game, like I say, because I saw the reviews from Zurich when they did the opening day of it, and I didn't think that much of what was going to come out. Having played the game, it's got potential, and a lot of it. And like I say, I've already rated this game above the likes of Gran Turismo. I've already rated it above Assetto Corsa, above Forza Motorsports. Yeah, so here's a clean lap for your ass. 141. And I've got potential of a 140.9, so there we go. It's not a bad lap. It's not a great lap, but it's not a bad lap. I mean, there's a lot on the table. You know, I've left a lot on the table. But these are doing 130s. So yeah, these guys are really dialed in. I mean, I have no clue whether they've got tunes or anything like that when they do their laps. I'm just using the car base. You know, I'm not adding or taking away anything. I'm just maybe altering some brake bias if it's got it. Maybe altering some ABS if it's got it. And that's it. I'm not using tunes or anything like that. I'm not really concerned about that. I just want to see how it feels. And yeah, hopefully it feels pretty good. While this loads in, guys, I'm just going to go for a quick bio break. I shall be right back. Have I put up that? Don't think I have. I'm going to put up the words on stream because we did have somebody buy cards last week, and yeah, I need to get that up. So we did have somebody buy cards last week. It's the last day for those cards. Tomorrow it resets. So we'll get this going, and I shall have a quick bio break. So don't forget, guys, if we pass over level 3, the winner gets Stream Roots cards. If anybody scores over 100, you also get Stream Roots cards, even if you don't win. So there we go. I shall be back in 2 minutes, peoples. GG's, guys. There will be a winner because we're on level 3. So keep guessing. Remember, guys, if there's a padlock next to your name, then you need to wait for the time to go through the padlock to be able to guess again. Oh, congratulations. We're going to the next level. During. Great work. Nice, nice. Nice. Remember, guys, you're playing for Stream Leaks cards, and just my rules, you cannot give them to somebody else. So if you win, then you don't have a Stream Leaks account. Then that's kind of the end. You've played for shits and giggles. Congratulations, means we're going to the next round. Remember, guys, if anybody scores over 100, you will at least get a pack of Stream Leaks cards. The winner gets 3, and if there's more than one person with 100, the next person down will get 2, next person down will get 1, and anybody else who gets over 100 is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. A pack of Stream Leaks cards is normally 3 cards, unless it contains a high level card, and then you only get 2. Woo, 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 woo. GG's, guys. Oh, look at this. Dude, we're 2 words to go. And plenty of time to guess them. So the 4-letter word is either a D or G or some word in between on the alphabet. Oh well, never mind. Right, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. Sue's in front, and then we'll skip the next level. Fantastic. We're going up 3 levels this time. Nice. So we've got Grizzly on 74, Mimi 70, average 51. That's your top 3. Let's go. Remember, everybody that scores over 100 will at least get 1 pack of Stream Leaks cards. So keep trying. Oh, this is a hard one, and there's a fake letter. If you can figure out what the fake letter is, all well and good. If somebody gets the big word, then the fake letter is easy to recognize. But from the letters that's already been in, yeah. Oh, GG's, Bella. Fucking GG. So there you go. There's the big word. So out of all them, you should be able to recognize what the fake letter is. It's the B. So don't use the B. I mean, that wasn't allowed. It's a word. Okay, apparently it's not a word. Apparently meant isn't a word. Okay. Yeah, we know it's a B. We knew it was the B. Are we going to get in? I've got a feeling one more word will take us to the next level. Anybody get it in? There we go. Maybe took us over just on the last letter. The last. No, okay. I thought we were over then. So game over. So who is leading or who is top? It's Grizz. Dizzy's Grizz. I'm guessing you have Streamloop's account, yes? Gift packs. 3 cards. 2. No, give them to second. No, like I said earlier, they're not giving the second, mate. If you don't have a Streamloop's account and you win, you've played it for shits and giggles. Just the way I work, and it's the rules I've always worked on. So let's get back to the game. Reason being, Grizz, is if they weren't good enough to win the game, do they really deserve it? So, the Mazda. I have had a couple of laps on this. This car feels relatively the same as it does on iRacing. The only thing that doesn't feel the same is the fact that I normally have a higher force feedback setting in iRacing, so what I've got on this. But it kind of feels like I don't have enough feel. I mean, anybody that's played iRacing, normally for the Mazda, I use about 18 force feedback setting. I might have to do about 4 laps on this to get the tyres nice and juicy. But yeah, the leaders are doing like 57s, and I don't think I've ever done a 57 on this lap. I think I've done a 59. Don't think I've done a 57. Alex, good morning. How we doing? King Liquor? Lurker? Okay. Just coming to say hello, hello. Thinks he's a fucking... What's what they called? I've lost the words for it. Hello. Them things. I'm good, mate. How's you? Driving nice? Well, the driving's been going good, mate. I've really been enjoying it. I think there's a few cars that are a bit too oversensitive, especially for somebody new coming into the game. And like I say, maybe there could be some settings put in so that they could use a few more assists to help them keep those cars on the road. And then as their skill level gets better with the game, obviously they could alter their own skill levels to get rid of those settings on those cars and make it a bit easier. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing that could happen. I feel like I'm slowing down a bit too much on T1 and 2. This corner's relatively good. That one just needs a small lift. I think this one just needs a small brake in, and then we go round. Beautiful, lovely, we like that. Stay on line, stay on line, stay on line. I think this one just needs a small brake as well, and we'll be able to get around it. Yeah, lovely, and again, small lift, not even a brake, just a small lift. And the other day when Tav was on this track doing this, and he was searching for the name of the guy that I didn't take him out, I just lost control, and well, I took him out, but it wasn't my fault. Was Mad Max. Literally, I came around the corner and I raced in, but dipped on the grass, lost it, hit barriers all over the place. Batting back on the track, was really out of control, and yeah, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I've also done what Eyes Only's done, as in I span it and went straight into the pits and added overspeed, but luckily I was in a private race with you guys, so it didn't really matter. Has there been a SOEG race yet? Well, on this, no. There's been a practice session. I think Tab put up a practice session the other day, and a few people came in that had the game at the time. But no actual race session. Right, we should be able to start pushing now. Come on, Matt, let's go. Oh, this will be a good lap if I can get this corner done down here. Come on. He's got under the minute. Right, let's just try a full bore into this one. Just let off and look back on. Go on, Matt, go on. Oh, what a lap. That's my fastest lap round there on any racing game. 58.5. And I still won't be on the leaderboard. 58.5. That's a good lap. That was a good lap. There you go. Didn't even get on. I'm still 8/10 off even getting on. 8/10. Fuck me, Az has got on there. Shit me, man. Jesus. That was a good lap by Az. That was a really good lap by Az. And he says he's shit at racing. But that was a really good lap. Even Klein's on there. Klein's on there. I mean, I'd probably, if I did more laps and pushed it until literally I was sliding off the track, I probably could get there, but the day's not about that. Right then, hour and a quarter to go. So next one is, oh no, I've not been looking forward to this. The Audi R8 LMP car around Canada. I've not been looking forward to this or the next couple. So I've got an LMP, another LMP, another LMP. Well, a classic, a couple of classics around Nords, another LMP, and then classic Audi. And then what have we got there? That's Dodge Viper. Chevrolet. That should be quite nice to drive around Sebring. But anyways, R8 around Canada. I don't know how many of these you're going to want to see. Maybe we can skip a few. I want to do at least that one. The old Porsche 917K. Because this thing went directly, I think if I'm right, it went directly against the GT40, didn't it? When the GT40s were kind of dominating. I think this car is going to be a bit too quick for Canada. I really do. Especially around that double right, the double right kind of hairpin. I think I'm going to be in first for that. And some locking of brakes will probably happen with this car. Do we have any traction control or ABS? That is a no. We don't.
You're clear.
Okay, I'm clear. Apparently. Yeah, there's more downforce in this car. The steering's heavier. Steering's a lot heavier than what's in the Mazda. This is a nice car to drive, actually. Got the lock up there, going into that. It's behaving. Might have to put the gloves on in a minute, the hands are starting to get warm. Wow, they allow you to come off the track quite a bit there. Jesus. Locked it up. Asking the car to do a bit too much. Locked it up. That's going well as well, then. That's going very well then. Not sure the tyres are back up to where they should be, because they're a little slidey. Or whether it's just me trying to push too much, trying to overdrive the car. Well, I feel like I've come almost to the end of my skill level with that, but 1 minute 14.5 shouldn't be too shabby. But yeah, that was pretty good car. I like that one. Wasn't too bad. I think it was the natural downforce that the R8's got that made that a nice drive to actually experience. So yeah, I failed. 1 minute 8. Oh, holy shit! 6 seconds off. Jesus. I'd like to know who set these times, because obviously for somebody like me to try and get on that leaderboard, it's almost kind of impossible straight away. You know, it's gonna, you know, I need to put in a shitload of more practice. Like I say, I feel that with stuff like this, with the times that they put up, some of them anyway, they've not quite accommodated the guys that are not as good skill level. And I feel that they should have done. Just so they can feel a part of this, you know. Oh, I got on the leaderboard, you know, maybe a top 50 or something. I am going to skip now to the Nords in this one. I really want to do this one. And I'd like to do at least one of these bottom 3 or 4 cars. Particularly the V8, the Australian V8 in the Capri. I really want to do that one. So I think we'll do this one. We'll do the Australian V8, and then it'll be a toss-up between the rest of them. I think we got enough time to do like 3 more cars. But yeah, if you've got to go, guys, because it's, you know, you got a morning thing to do or go to work or something, thanks for popping in. Remember to leave me either a follow on Twitch or a subscription on YouTube. Remember, subscriptions on YouTube is just the same as a follow on Twitch. So none, and just brake bias you've got. Okay. I don't know how much downforce or brakes this thing's got, so I'm just going to take it easy. But yeah, something to report to have. I have no force feedback loss today. But I haven't tried to click out of the screen either and come back today. Ooh, a little bit of lock up. Thought we might get some. Right, let's hear what she's got under the engine. Oh, yeah, baby. The spin wasn't meant to happen, but I just wanted to hear the engine. Oh, it's going to go light over it. Let's slow down a bit. Slow down a bit here as well. Just managed to keep it on the road for that one. I think it broke one of the front wishbones on that when I span. The steering wheel's leaning 10 degrees over to the right. He sounds awesome. It really does. I think this is the one thing they did get absolutely right, was the sound of the cars. I mean, I think they just took each car to one side and just revved the tits out of it. Get these fantastic noises for us all to enjoy when we're playing. And they are fantastic. No doubt about it. Don't think this has quite got the downforce to Nords. I mean, it was built for Le Mans, wasn't it? So oh man. I'm trying to keep quiet while I'm revving the engine, guys, because the sound of this is awesome. Come on, off the grass, just coast it. Focus it up. Oh, come on, get off the grass. It is a lot of fun, this game. Even with its faults, a lot of fun. Even though I'm not getting on the leaderboard, just to come in and drive these classics, it is awesome. I'm having to concentrate so much to keep this thing on track. It's unreal. Yeah, and it's still going wrong. Well, that was a little bit more of a bump down in this car. And that BMW, like I say, it didn't feel like I'd come off the ground, and yet I did. Brave section, but I can't be so brave because, like I say, the steering's over about 10 degrees to the right. I can't be as brave as I want to be. Could have waited to the straight, Matt. 20 degrees over to the right now. Right, here we go. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna have soggy pants after this. Oh, that's another thing. Just the braking there. That's another thing. You know, some of you guys that I race quite a bit, where you get squeaky brakes at the start and then they warm up and calm down. The squeaky brakes continues all the way through. And this. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the engine noises more than anything else, I think. Anyways, let's go to the next car. Like I say, my stream's fast, running out of time. Not sure what Tav's going to be doing today. He might be doing a bit more of this and showing you a bit more. I'm not sure yet. I haven't asked, but I'm asking now. Tav, you doing a bit more PMR today? This is the one I want to do. I want to show you this because apparently in iRacing, these are a bit of a handful. These are kind of Australian V8s. And taking it around the Nords is going to be a bit of a task. But we're going to have a go at it. Why? Because it's fun. I'm going to put my gloves on, though, because my hands are getting rather warm. So you can all laugh at me in this, because I guarantee you I will not stay on the track. And if I do, you can all bow and applaud me. I'm not a driving god. I'm just a lucky bastard if I stay on. Anyways, let's do this, shall we? Let's drive. What we got as far as assists? We've got nothing. We've got brake bias, and that's it. That's all we got. Brake bias. How does she sound? Oh, it's got a dump valve. Got a dump valve. You can hear that hissing when I come off the throttle. Thanks for racing. Thanks for the racing stream. I got to get back to sleep. It's 3 a.m. over here, dude. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, hopefully you come back when I'm streaming again, dude.
Clear of the pits.
Right, apparently this is a Ford Capri, but It's not a UK model that I know. I've driven a Ford Capri in real life, the older model anyway, and mate of mine had a 2.5 the 2.8 injection. Beautiful old car, absolutely beautiful, pristine condition, and he customized the body kit as well. And he left that out one night, and it got nicked. Mind you, old Fords are notoriously easy to steal anyway. Not that I've ever done it, but a lot of the time, as long as you've got an old Ford key, it will fit in any old Ford car. But like I say, this is not a UK model. Like I say, I think it's like it's supposed to be like an Australian V8. She's quick. She's fucking quick, though. I'm gonna have to brake for this one because downforce isn't going to be a thing on this car.
You're locking up
Come
into
on.
the corners, mate.
I know. I can't help it. Your fucking brakes are stupid in some cars. This thing's like got like, I don't know, GT car braking. I'm locking up just for that tiny little bit of input. And when cars are like this, I find it very hard to adjust how I brake. Very similar to that old Porsche. Quick on the straights. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Quick on the straights is slow on the corners. Oh yeah, that wasn't a good car for me. That wasn't a good car for me. So guys, is there anything you guys want to see as far as cars and tracks go? Because I've virtually done all what I want to do in this particular thing. We tried the Silver Spur the other day, which is it's basically a car very similar to this, but it's the Mercedes. It's the old one. It's completely like silver aluminium, I think it was at the time. Very difficult car to drive. So is there anything you guys want to see? Let's come out of this. Go into single player. No, not single player. We don't want to go single player. Yeah, it's single player. Single player. Weekend race. And we can choose what we want now. So, as far as tracks go, we have Lime Rock. We have Mount Paramount. We have Silverstone, which is Northampton. We have the GP circuit of Nuremberg. We've got the Nordschleife as is. We've got the 24-hour, which is combined. You want to see you want to see Paramount. Now, I need a sticky car for this because it's a pain in the ass, this one. Where was Paramount? It was up here, wasn't it? That's Monza. That one. You want to see that? GT1 cars, GT cars. GTE. Nope. I think GTE is just GT, possibly. Because this is GT3, and then it's Trophy, and then GTO. I think it's probably GT. So we got an Aston, we've got the Chevrolet, we got two Chevrolets, we got a Chrysler, Lamborghini, Lister Storm. That Lister Storm's got no ABS. We've got that Maserati that I drove. That one's so bad. And we've got the Celine. So you want to see the Dodge Viper. There isn't a Dodge Viper, do you? Oh yeah, there is there. Well, this is going to be rear-wheel drive, hard to drive shit. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Thanks for choosing a difficult combination. A Viper, which is going to be very much rear-wheel drive. Around a track that's fairly difficult. I say fairly difficult. The bottom end of the course is fairly easy. Going up the hill, kind of easy-ish. Coming down the hill is always where I had problems. And we've got other cars on because we're choosing to stuff. You'd be shocked how well that thing would do in the track. We'll see. Oh yeah, I'll be shocked. Change your gear, come off the track. Guess what? I won't be shocked. I know, I've got to give it a minute for the tyres to get warm. I'm guessing that corner is a second when you're full tilt. Wow, this thing hates turning. I have ads. Well, that needs attention. No, it doesn't need attention. The ads stay. This is why I always have problems with this track, no matter what car. Because I always have problems coming down the hill. A lot of locking up. We'll give it a fair shake, guys. We'll wait till the tyres warm up. I have a feeling this car is not going to be one for me. So the traction control on this car, guys, is your right foot. You have ads longer than ITV. It's a 3-minute ad, dude. It's a 3-minute ad and they stay. Because at the moment, the ads pay for my monthly giveaways. So they stay. 3-minute ad once every hour. It's been like that for a little while too. Oh, wow. Taken out. Much. What do you think of the car? It's shit. That's my honest opinion of the car. It's shit. Any little touch of the throttle, it tries to kill you. It's got no grip at all. I know the tires were still a little bit cold, guys, but you know, there's some cars that will appeal to you better than others. That car just doesn't do it for me. ABS to force on the settings. There is no ABS. ABS NA, traction control NA, so you haven't got any. All you got is brake bias with this car, with these particular cars. Oh, this thing sounds fucking awesome. I hate this downhill in every single game I've ever played on this track. I hate the downhill. I always fuck it up. Or maxed out. Oh, come on. That I didn't rev match it, but that was a better feel. I enjoyed that car a bit more. Yeah, I enjoyed that car a bit more. But yeah, it seems like this class of car does not have ABS or traction control. So let's go to GT3s. I've never driven the Acura. I've had to go in the GT3 Vantage. That's a pretty decent car. The Evo just doesn't feel the same as what it does on iRacing. What other cars have I driven? Is it the... No, it's not the Lamborghini, is it? It's the freaking McLaren that I've driven, isn't it? On iRacing. I've not driven this car. Just got into the game settings and... hello? Either the car's got ABS or it doesn't. And change the ABS from authentic to focused on. Yeah, but some cars have it, dude. Some cars don't. And if the car doesn't have ABS, it doesn't have ABS. And no matter what you put on those settings, if it doesn't have it, it doesn't have it. You know, it's not going to give it to you when it don't have it. Even if you do put that on, whatever. I would have thought. I've never actually driven this car.
All clear.
I've got ABS and traction control now with the GT3. I'm just going to over that down to 6.6 and see how we go. I like the dash on this thing. Kind of nice. A little bit of oversteer coming out, but the tires are so cold. I think I'm going to need a dollop of traction control. Could fit. Oh. Oh. Well, that shouldn't happen. It's an offline game. And I guarantee you my settings isn't maxed out. I'm just going to have a look, though. R. Overlay. Let's let that read it for a second. Going on the mountains in the GT3 is easy. Oh shit, just stop reading chat. Not in this game, it is in class. I'm going to have to give it a bit more traction control, I think. I'm just wheel spinning a little bit. So what I'm doing coming out of corners, I'm just using too much throttle. And hopefully the traction control will try the V8, no ABS. The V8s don't have ABS or traction control in this, mate. I just tried a V8 round Nords, I didn't make it. Because the only V8 we've got at the moment, I think, is the Capri. What, somebody playing this with controller for 4 hours? I mean, I think what they've tried to do with this game, this is just my opinion now, I think what they try to do with this game is they tried to make it a bit more controller friendly. The downside is when they do that with racing games sometimes, people on wheel suffer a little bit with some of their inputs, because obviously with a controller, what they do is they dampen down you turning with a controller. And sometimes it translates over to steering wheels, which makes steering wheel inputs feel like you've done that instead of doing that. So it really sensitizes the feel up. Yeah, kind of like Forza. Yeah, Forza's a prime example where on your steering wheel, if you've got a decent steering wheel, you might do that as a turn, so quarter turn towards 90. And what the game senses is that, so a 90-degree input. And sometimes that's what games do to make equals of using a controller or using a wheel. Which is why sometimes what you'll find is somebody like, I don't know, Linda Racing, who races in real life, does a lot of iRacing, likes the realism and feel of the real cars, which is why she likes iRacing, and I like iRacing as well. Will not play a game like this because when she comes on with her kit, it just feels strange, and that's the reason why. Is there anything we haven't been on yet? San Marino. We've been Sebring. Red Bull Ring. We've not been on that yet, have we? Red Bull Ring. Anybody want to choose a decent car for Red Bull Ring? We got half hour. So here's the choices that we got. If we go right to the end. So we got LMDH. We've got LMP. No. Chaos. You've chosen a car. Let somebody else do it. This is a good car. I like this one. If you want to choose that one. We got Class C. This is a nice sounding car. I might do it in this one, actually. I might not give you a choice. Use the Mazda 787B. GT1s, GTs, GT3s, trophy car, Cadillac. Just an American to choose a Cadillac. GTO Mercury. That in the game. Cadillac. What kind of Cadillac do you want? Got to find Cadillac now. BMW. So we got... No, that's a Chevrolet. I don't think there's Cadillacs in the game. Yeah, be up here if anything. Chevrolet. Oh yeah, Cadillac. There's a couple. So we've got a hypercar version and the, I don't know, LMP something or other version. Newer or older? Bella. So newer is this one. Older is this one. North Star. North Star. Oh, so this one that I'm in. Okay. We'll do it in blue. Blue. And we're going around the Red Bull Ring, so it should be quite good. Formula One circuit. Got that dodgy corner that Class doesn't like. And it Class. And it's got that dodgy corner that you don't like, the one that cambers away from the fucking turn. So I think it's that's turn 1, T2, isn't it? Cambers away. So I'll just let it show you around the track. Like I say, it's probably going to be the last car I do. So you got T1, nice big runoff. Then we go up the straight that's not straight. Come on, turn that way. Now there's T2. This one cambers away from you. Turn 3, it's officially called thin. and you go down to a hairpin, and then you got a couple of infield corners, and then some corners that you kind of just speed up on. Right then, let's see what we got to play with. So no traction control, no ABS, just brake bias. I haven't driven this car yet. I've driven the Audi version of this car. The Audi wasn't too bad. The Audi was kind of a nice car.
Hammer down now.
Ooh, what's the right boot, Matt? Co tires. Probably got dark brakes as well. I can hear that car beside me. I think a few of the guys is right. It could do with a either a spotter in the game or a radar, just to tell you that this car's beside you. Coat tires, Matt. Coat tires. Are you going to try this? He's not going to try it. Just the downforce. Jack Gavin, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Much appreciated. HUD looks a little busy. Yeah, you can move it around and get rid of stuff and add maybe bits. I've just left it as default. Oh, come on. There we go. Your traction control is literally your right boot in this car. At least she brakes straight. You know, that's a bonus. I mean, yeah, you got to feather the throttle back in, but you know, at least when you brake, you can trust it. That's the thing with a car in a racing game, guys. You know, to push it as hard as you can, you really got to have faith that what you're doing is going to happen and going to stick to the track. You know, and if you just don't get that bombed with the car, you're not going to do as fast as laps as you possibly could do. Oh shit. And as you see, guys, I came off the track, bounced onto the racing line, and the AIs didn't give a shit. That's something that they do need to sort out in this game. The AI's not giving a shit. A car I do want to show you, because this thing's got, I don't know, for me, probably the best noise in the game for engine sounds. I do mean this. Group C, the Mazda 787B. I'm going to choose it in the Gran Turismo paint, because that's where I first met this car. And yes, this thing makes me go, "Ooh, what a noise!" It really does. Take this off as well. The shoulder's warm now. Shoulder's warm. Okay. I don't think this thing has traction control and ABS either. No, it doesn't. But this thing sounds awesome. Listen to this. So I drove the Silver Spur in this car, in this class. That thing is just unreal. Tries to kill you.
All clear.
Listen to the noise of this when I go up the straight. Ready? Here we go. See why I call it the best noise in the game now? It's literally like an 80s Formula One car. I think back in the day, this thing was a diesel. It was, I mean, it was built to do stuff like Le Mans and stuff like that. And I think this was like a Formula One powered diesel engine. That was me locking brakes. Oh, man, this thing sounds so good. Again, the AI is just not giving a shit. It has been one of the things that a few of the partners have moaned about in the Discord. And like I say, hopefully they get around to fixing it, because it is very annoying. Hey, I managed to get around T1 without fucking going off the track. Yeah, boy. Oh, no, no. That is such a good noise. It really is. But guys, I just want to show you a few more bits and bobs because somebody mentioned the HUD, and you can change the HUD around. And I'm just going to show you how. So, Austria. Hi, Bly. How's it going, mate? So, HUD. So, cockpit setup and HUD setup. Oh, sorry, HUD layout. So in here, you can change everything around. I presume you just click on it and move it. So there you go. If you wanted the mirror a little bit more central, you can have the mirror a little bit more central. Thank you for shouting Bly out. Oh, what a surprise. Bly's playing Wreckfest. Right, Bly's awesome at Wreckfest. So the when the clip finishes, because he's a little bit loud. So yeah, so obviously you've got your fuel, light. Okay, that's separate. I didn't know that the timing board being separate. To be honest, what I probably do is put this over here, up there, out of the way. That up there, out of the way. This bit here, I'd probably put there or close to it, depending what car I have, because it's got a rev counter on it. So I probably put that there in sort of thing. Which will mean I could probably grab the tires and put that above. Kind of like that. So yeah, so you can move it around to where you want. The mirror being right over it, out of the screen sometimes is a pain in the ass, because you can't see who's behind you. But yeah, it's a thing. Let's just get rid of this a second. So there. That's probably how I'd have it. I mean, maybe if I push this over far enough, might be able to get this right up here. Slightly down maybe, and that'll give a little bit more view to this bit here. So yeah, let's come out of that now and see how it feels. I mean, this is all the stuff that you can have on your HUD. So if you go HUD setup, yeah, this is all the stuff that you can have. So you can have the clock, general notifications, wheel inputs, penalties, virtual mirror, deltas. Yeah, you can have all that on or all of it off or some of it off. Again, seat positioning is where you can have the wheel on and off. You just push X and then you'll get to see the wheel. The downside with that is on some cars, when he does that on 90%, it's literally like looking at that. So if I put my hand up right in the middle of my screen, that's literally the view you get. So I put it in chat the other day on the Discord, and somebody said, have you tried pushing X while in such and such a setting? And I went, no, is it in there? And they went, yeah, it's in there. They mentioned a different menu, but I found it. So yeah, so I have it off so I can see what I'm doing. And camera movement, it's all up to you what camera movement you want. Vehicle motion, I'd prefer it down a bit. On the camera, I don't like a lot of camera shake when it comes to vehicle movement. And sometimes none. Sometimes none. Sometimes I'll have none for the camera movement. So that now looks like that. So, you know, although the mirror's small, stuff's out the way now. I mean, ignore the chat. That's me. That's my overlay for chat so I can read what's going on. Hello? I had to put it in neutral to restart the car.
5 minutes left in the session.
So depending what car I'm using, I may have to move like the speed and stuff. That's in the middle of the screen, out the way. And when I don't have a car that's got a dash, that's going to help me out. I mean, a lot of the times I'm just listening to the engine. So, you know, a lot of the time that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to the input to the engine and listening to it go to that high squeal of the revs. And I'm not looking at the gear changes at all. But just in case I did want a visual aid, it's right there in the middle of the screen now. But yeah. Once again, guys, if you do want force feedback settings, there are two types of force feedback settings. So you have your general settings for the game. You've got your general settings for force feedback in the game. So you've got low force boost, general force feedback for an R5. It recognized straight away what wheel I had. I didn't put that in, by the way. It just recognized it. Force feedback detail, force feedback smoothing, force feedback headroom, and haptics. That's the general force feedback settings. I've not played with them at all. I've literally not played with them at all, because I wanted to see how they felt as standard. If I get to go into the game after launch, which is tomorrow, maybe if Giants do their thing, maybe at their normal time. But yeah, that's the general settings for your wheel. There is in-car settings. So if I go into the pits, if I return to pits, and I go into vehicle setup, and I think it's tires and chassis, there's a car one. So you can play around individually with the car with your force feedback. According to the write-up, which was in the Discord, what we on iRacing think has the low setting, so the vehicle road setting, is high in this game. But the trouble is, when you put this down to feel less, it feels weird and off. It really does. I've tried it. I put it down to 0.5 at one point, and some of the actual steering input settings were quite a bit less, just so I could feel a bit less of the road noise. I'm not one of these that likes feeling a lot of bangs and stuff off the road. I like to feel a little bit, but not overly so that it's throwing your driving off. Apparently that's that. And I've tried opening all these, and yeah, I can't get it to go right, so I need to play with them. Car choices you don't get a lot at the moment with a lot of different cars. Sometimes you get a medium. I think a few cars you get a soft as well, but you don't get a lot of settings to do with it. Symmetrical? Oh, changes all of them. Okay. I thought that's what it meant. And of course, you can do all sorts of different things. So you can do your steering rack angle, steering stiffness, steering dampening. Maybe that's the thing. Wonder if steering dampening will take out the road noise. I mean, it should, shouldn't it? Let's try putting this up. Let's try a 7. Just in case. Coat tires, Matt. Coat tires. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. I've put it down a little too much. And that's it.
1 minute remaining.
Road dampening. maybe 5 would be nice for me. Like I say, I like to feel a little bit, and I can feel a couple of bits and pieces, but not too much. Yeah, so maybe I'll put it to 5. So yeah, guys, if you don't like feeling the road that much, road dampening is your setting. Thanks, AI. Yeah, AIs have bump to pass on, I think.
Second flag is out. Session finished.
Yeah, so it's road dampening, and it's for the individual car. If you don't like road noise, so it's in your vehicle setups. Where the fuck was it? There it is. So 5 for me would be ideal. Probably. And yeah. And this is individual cars, so you'd have to go into every single car that you use, come into here and out to your steering dampening. And that gets rid of your road noise. But guys, with 5 minutes to go, before Tav goes live, I'm not sure whether he's already live, we're going to start saying goodbye to you because of things. Minute should be back tomorrow for those guys who'd like to see Minute around. And yeah, this game's out tomorrow, and if you're buying it directly from Giants, don't forget to use my code. Like I said, it bigs me up a little bit, and yeah, hopefully it gets me one step towards that partner. Bronze partner push. I'm not really pushing. If we get there, we get there. But if we can get there, of course, then it means I can bring your early thing. Hi, you've got the Moser R5. Yes, I do. And I'm also a partner with Moser. So if you're thinking about going directly to Moser, please use my link. If you're using it just to look around, please copy and paste my link somewhere. And when you go into purchase, use it when you go in, and then it links it all together. Otherwise, if you go into it separately, it doesn't get linked to me. It's just a weird thing that Moser does. They don't give you an actual code. But guys, like I say, that's the end. It's been really good to bring you this today. Really has. I've really enjoyed myself. Once again, overall thoughts of the game. Oh, my overall thoughts of the game. It is a very good game. It is a very, very good game. Don't underestimate it. For anybody on console, it is probably going to be high on your list of racing games. Even though there's a few problems, but even with the problems, it's still going to be top 2 or 3 for me. Not having played on a console for a little while, I'm going to rate it as your top game to go to, your top go-to game. That's high praise. That is really high praise for me, that it's going to be one of your top games on console. On PC, it's going to be high in your list, but not the highest. And what I mean by that, because of the things that they need to get right in the game, it really does need to have a few bits looked at, but not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, for the beginner, there's a few cars there that are not set up for you beginners, but you could get used to them. I mean, they could put settings in the game to make it slightly easier to control. But overall, I'm rating this on PC as a very, very sort of in between your iRacing and everything else. It's that good of a game. So it's not quite iRacing standard, but it's not down with, say, your Gran Turismos, your Forzas or anything like that. That's kind of where I'm putting it. That's my thing on it, take on this game. So yeah, if you are getting it, enjoy it. It's cracking. One thing I will say is start slow, and work up to the better cars, because you'll have more fun with the game. You know, if you've raced cars in other games, use them first. Use them first. You'll have a better time with it. But you guys on YouTube, if you've been watching this video, please leave me a thumbs up, comment in the comment section, and all that jazz. It really does do a lot for the algorithm for people to watch and see my videos. But for now, you guys, thank you. Bye-bye. You guys on Twitch, just hang fire a second, and we shall